Okay, so what does map look like? We're going to look at it in Elixir. So you can use it on enum module or the stream module, depending on whether or not you want it to load eagerly or lazily. We're going to just want a new list back immediately, so we'll use enum. So we'll say enum.map, and then the first argument is the enumerable, whatever list you want to essentially loop over or map over, and the second argument that map takes is an anonymous function. In this anonymous function, you can do whatever you want, right? You can put in any sort of computation in here. We're just going to use the canonical example where you just add something to each item, just for the sake of keeping it simple. If you keep it simple, you learn it quicker, right? So what's going to happen here? So each item is going to be passed into X, and then that's going to be added to 2, and you're going to get a whole new item in a brand new list. Then it's going to go to the next item, and it's going to do that again. Now this is a bit difficult to imagine. Let's actually create a real example here. So we'll say my list equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we can do is we can map over this list. So we'll say enum.map, and the first argument, remember, is our enumerable, which in this case we named it my list. Geez, I keep typing it wrong. So the second argument, as if you recall back here, is our anonymous function, right? So let's pass that in. We'll say fn x, our handy dandy.
You know what we need? Our handy dandy
operator here, which is a dash and a greater than sign, and then we put in what we want to return from the function. So we'll say x, let's just add 10 to it, okay? And make it a nice round number there, and boom, we get a brand new list back. So what happened here? We passed in my list, which is up here, this list right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then for each item in my list, the first one being 1, passed in 1 here, and then we added 1 to 10, and we got 11. We passed in 2 here, which is the next item in my list, passed in 2, and then we did 2 plus 10, we got 12, and then so on and so forth until you're done. So if you're used to object-oriented languages where you use a lot of for loops, compare this to a for loop. A for loop would at least be like 2, 3, 4 lines. Instead here we just did it in 1 line, and we got a brand new modified list back. Or not modified, we didn't really change anything because Elixir is immutable, but we got a brand new list back after returning this computation that we wanted to run on each item. Now you can also map over maps, map over maps, map over maps. It's confusing, right? No, it's really not. It's actually pretty simple and really cool. Alright, so let's create a map first. We're going to map over maps. Let's call it my map. You know what? Yeah, let's keep it simple here. My map, and we'll make this kind of programmery. Let's say foo is 5, bar is 10, baz is 20. Alright? Jeez, I can't type today. There's my map, bar baz foo. Now when you're passing in a map to loop over, it uses a special format. It comes as a key value tuple. So we'll look at that in a sec. So we'll say enum.map, and we'll pass in our enumerable, which is called my map. And here we can't just say fn like that. We're going to pass in a tuple here. So we'll say key value tuple. Jeez, so many typos. Typo overload. So we got our super handy dandy operator here, and then we'll just return whatever we want. Let's add something to the value. So we'll say value, let's make this a little bigger. We'll say value plus 100, close the brackets, and then end. And what do we get? Okay, what's happening? Got a whole new list with 100 added to each value. So what's happening? We're passing in, let's go step by step. We're passing in the key and the value, pass in the key and the value, and then we're just going to return the key and do something to the value. So in this first example here, we're going to pass in bar right here and 10 right here. So we're going to get bar back and then 10 plus 100. And what do you know in our brand new list? Bar and 110. And you do the same thing for baz. You pass in baz 20, and then baz 20 plus 100 is 120. And that's it. Very simple to map over stuff. Compare this to a for loop. It's at least half as long, okay, if not less longer. So map is awesome. Try it out. Use it instead of a for loop next time you can if you're using something like JavaScript and you have the option, because it's really cool. Go ahead and check it out.